wonder why is that some students can memorize like hundreds of English words, but when it comes to writing, they just freeze. Like the words are there, but the writing just doesn't come out. Well, that's actually the exact question of this book tries to answer. Vocabulary and Writing in a First and Second Language by Albrechtsen, Hestrup, and Henriksen is an academic research book published in 2008, aimed at language researchers and English teachers. It investigates three things. First, how well learners know vocabulary and how they figure out unknown words from the text, and how all of the connects to their writing ability. The subject were Danish students at 3 different grade levels, and the findings will actually change how you think about teaching. Okay, so now let's talk about what this book does really well, and then also where it kind of falls short. The strength one, it connects three studies into one coherent picture. Most researchers' book present one study and stop there. But what impressive here is that chapter 5 bring all three studies together and trace the same students across the vocabulary, inferencing, and writing tests. And as a reader, you don't just get isolated findings, you see how these skills interact in real learners. That's generally rare in academic publishing. Strength number 2, the learner profile make the data human, and in chapter 5, the authors zoom in on 3 grade 10 students. Karen, Mike, and Pedro. Karen is weak across the board in language. Mike does well his first language, but can transfer the skills to English. Pedro, despite being the same age and grade level, perform at university level. Some classroom completely different profiles. For a teacher, that's a reminder that standardized instruction will miss most of your students, guys. And strength number 3, the teaching implications are concrete. A lot of researchers and with more research is needed. But chapter 6 here actually goes further. One specific recommendation, teachers should ask themselves whether a student's writing problem is a writing problem or a language problem, because of this solution is completely different. That's the kind of actionable insight you can see starting next week. Now, to be fair, no book is perfect, right? So let me be honest about where is the fall short. Weakness number 1, the sample limits generalizability. The entire study was done with Danish students learning a very specific context. The authors admit in chapter 6 that even within the sample, the lexical inferencing text was too difficult for younger students because it only used low-frequency words, so the younger group couldn't show their real abilities. So if you are an Indonesian teacher reading this, the findings are still useful, but you can't apply them directly without question. And weakness number 2, it's generally difficult to read. Chapter 2 and 5 are dense with statistical analysis, Spearman correlations, ANOVA results, multiple vocabulary measurement frameworks. If you don't have a research background, you will struggle. And the book's most important insights end up buried behind a barrier that many practicing teachers won't get through. And weakness number 3, the design can't actually show development. The book has the word development in its title, but the study compares different students at different grade level at one single point in time. The authors acknowledge in chapter 6 that they collected longitudinal data from the same students after 18 months, but couldn't analyze it in the time for publication. So the developmental story the title promised is in the end incomplete. So we have seen the good and the not so good, but here's the real question. Should you actually read it? Let me make the case. Let me ask you something directly. When you become a teacher and you will, how are you going to teach vocabulary? Always on Monday, a quiz on Friday, because that's what most of us do. And this book explains exactly why that doesn't work. What Albert Stein and her colleagues found is that vocabulary and writing are not two separate skills, they are deeply connected. A student who can figure out unknown words from context is also very likely a better writer, not because they know more words, but because their vocabulary is better organized. The book calls this network knowledge. Words that link to other words across meaning, frequency, and context. And here's what that means for you as a future teacher. Your students don't need more vocabulary drills, they need tasks that help them build a connection between words. And that's completely different of interaction. Is this book easy? No. Is it written for a general audience? Also no. But if you want to understand why your students struggle, not just what they are doing wrong, this book gives you the framework to do that. Read it not because it's required, read it because your students will eventually sit in front of you, frozen, knowing every word but unable to write a single sentence at all, and you will know why. And with that, let me wrap up that vocabulary and writing in the first and second language by Albertson, Hestrup, and Henrik Sindans. Yes, you, but word everyday hard page. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.